Karyn Bryant for MMA H.E.A.T. I'm here with Clay Guida. He's going to be taking on Benson Henderson at the first ever UFC on Fox show. And they pulled you from the press conference, so I had to talk to you about, like, you know, I don't know if you have something on your mind, but how are you feeling about this fight?
Oh, I feel great. More confident about this fight than I was for my last, and than I was for my UFC debut 5 years ago. All signs are, pointing towards a win.
And why do you say you're more confident than your last fight, which was a victory over Pettis?
Oh, with every camp, you become more confident in your skill set, your coaching, your teammates and things like that. So, I don't really consider myself a veteran of the sport. You know what I mean? Even though I have almost 50 fights, it seems like I just started fighting yesterday. Experience on, sometimes it's on my side, and I go into every fight expecting to win now. As a little kid wrestling, I would be like, I might win. I might win this match. But since I've started mixed martial arts, I expect to win. I know that I'm better, maybe not more technical than my opponents, but somehow I find a way to win. Somehow, you know what I mean. I go out there and I outwork them, and that's been our secret to success.
It's actually an interesting point you bring up that I would imagine in maybe other disciplines, maybe not MMA, but sometimes when people are really good at something and they're a veteran, they stop listening and their ears shut off. But you've been working with Greg Jackson now for a while, right? So how has he been not changing your game, but adding to it? And how have you been able to receive that,
Oh, that's been the key to it. Yeah, Greg never tried to change me as a fighter. Mike Winklejohn, never tried to change me as a fighter. Mike Winklejohn is one of the most decorated kickboxing, trainers and kickboxers in history, and he's just kind of tweaked my hands, to help my wrestling out more and work out, my ground and pound and things like that. And Greg has kind of all around helped my ground game, my hands, just my confidence level, and he's come up with game plans. I have the best wrestling coach in MMA, and Israel Martinez, Izzy Style Wrestling. So, having that group of gentlemen around me, my brother, just for confidence is. I tell you what, it's hard to put words on how excited I am about this opportunity in front of me.
Now, it's funny because I've screamed at the TV before and I've seen your fight. I'm like, he's so sticky. Like, you're just sticky on people, which is just incredible. But you know that lately there's been a little bit of backlash against wrestlers, and they're saying, we want to see you guys throw more punches and all that. So I'm curious how you feel about that, and is there any part of you that, while you want to win the fight, wants to appease the fans as well?
Oh, absolutely. We're always out there to put a show on, to have fun first, put a show on for the fans and win, But if you look at the 5 out of 7 weight classes, 5 of them are wrestlers that have a wrestling background, and I don't think there's too much hate for Cain Velasquez. It didn't sound like it today. Everyone loves Cain. Everyone loves St. Pierre, I think. Dominic Cruz. There's just a lot of good John Jones, you know what I mean? If you look, wrestling wins championships. It's about buying into the system. What got these guys there? Wrestling background. They didn't one day when they were 6 years old, because the sport is so premature. When these guys were 6, they probably didn't want to be the champion of the world in UFC. They wanted to probably be an Olympic champion in wrestling, or maybe a national champion or something, or a state champ, or whatever, a regional champion. Those are my goals, when I was little, so it's one of those things. Wrestlers can still be exciting, and you're going to see Saturday night between me and Ben Henderson. You're going to see 2 of the most exciting fighters out there.
What do you think the dangers are with Benson Henderson? He's obviously elusive in terms of submitting him, and he has a lot of energy, as do you. What's dangerous about him?
Ben brings a very high pace. His clinch is very good. We've been working on a lot of clinch defense and our own, offense from that too. His ground and pound is second to none. You see, he'll stand over a guy and just rain punches and elbows. Look what he did to Jim Miller. He defended, half a dozen submissions too. His pace, he second to me, I guess you could say. And just a very well-spoken young man, very respectful for the sport, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
You are very energetic in there, and I wonder sometimes, you have so much head movement. Is it? But even at this point now, is it something you even have to think of anymore? Move the head, or is it just naturally who you are out there?
But you'll hear my coaches always, head movement, Clay, let's go, stay moving. But I think it's just, a lot of times it's just second nature, just out there moving, So I'm having too much fun out there to slow down. People ask me, fans, fighters, how do you have so much energy? I'm like, man, if you can't fight 15 or 25 minutes, I don't like getting hit, but there's too much. It's not enough time to get tired. So.
Yeah, I hear you. And it also makes the hair flow better, right? Absolutely. It's all about the hair, right?
It's all about looking good in the cage. That's where we get the fans from.
And the ladies love that too, right? Who do you think has better hair, you or Ben?
You do.
Oh. Thanks.
Ben's got some pretty smooth hair too.
I can hip you to the products I use,
Please do.
But actually, no, is fighting still fun for you? You know, you've been doing this so long. How long do you think you can keep going? Is it still fun?
Oh, it's more fun now than it was 6 years or 7 years ago when I was fighting in front of, in cornfields in central Illinois. This fight, I'm sorry, the sport is still too premature, I think, to put a number on how many years. Like in NFL, they say a running back at 3 to 5 years, maybe pinnacle, a quarterback 5-8 years. I think MMA, you could do 10, 15, maybe 10, 15 years. Look at Randy Couture. He wasn't sitting on the couch eating potato chips at 35 when he got started, but he fought almost to 50 years old. So he's an exception to the rules, but I think I can do this sport till into my late 30s.
Very nice. And I know that you're not on the Fox broadcast, but I believe that the availability of your fight is going to still be pretty huge, right?
Fox Deportes, Fox.com, Facebook, check it out. Follow us on Twitter at Clay Guida.
Very nice. And last question, do you have a pick for the main event?
Got to go with the wrestler. Got to stick with the champ. Junior and Cain are both friends of mine. Very nice people. They would represent the heavyweight division very well, but got to go with the wrestler in this one.
All right, and if you win on Saturday night, you think you're getting a title shot?
I sure hope so.
Very nice. Well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Hey, this is Clay the Carpenter Guida, and you're watching MMA Heat.
Thank you.